GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, Dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered.
And that's MVS and Justin Watson.
With some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues.
If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up.
Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow,
comma, semicolon, period, next sentence.
to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man JRich.
Is that
Yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up with Ray
And Jay.
in the morning.
My God.
How good is
Dude.
he? How
He's so
good is he? Let's get it. GMGP. It is Friday, July 11th, 2025. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with myself and my brother from another mother, Jordan Richard. You can find him at your boy JRich on X. It's Wake Up with Ray and Jay every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We appreciate y'all being here. Jay, it's been a minute. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. I ain't got no sweatpants on. It's Feel Good Friday. It's Freaky Friday. I want y'all to have something up this Friday. I want y'all to have some damn good fun this weekend. And we got a lot of fun here on the show today, JRich. We got some injury news that we need to discuss. We got some Cooper Flagg, because you know this is a big-time NBA production over here. We got to talk the showdown between Bronny James, a game-winning shot. I don't know if you saw Bronny take the game winner last night, JRich. He did not make it, but he took the game winner. We got to talk.
That would have been my first question. As if he
We
made it.
gotta talk NBA. We got some rumors in training camp, Jay. Next week. We got NFL training camp next week, man. So it's going to be a fun show, man. How you doing today, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's funny that you talked about that matchup because tickets were insanely priced to see a preseason game at best, right? And it's just insane. But I'm excited, man. I finally booted up NCAA because I was too cheap to buy the full version. So I started my RTG, took my 2-star running back,
Let's
worked
go.
him all the way up to a 4-star.
Let's go.
Signed to Oregon.
Oregon.
Starter by week 5.
Go
Let's
Ducks.
go.
Let's go.
Lost to Ohio State, though.
Hey, listen.
Tough game.
Wait, that's not what I'm trying to show. Not yet. Listen, Fridays are a show for the people. This is a show for the people. We gave y'all content Monday, AFC Offensive Breakout Stars. Wednesday, we had the NFC Offensive Breakout Stars. And today, it's a show for the people. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but in case you missed any of the content that dropped either on this channel or the fantasy football service of this operation that we run over here, make sure you check out the content. The Dynasty Theory crew, Shane, myself, there was a lot going on. Dynasty Theory, going through players, usage and efficiency. JRich, some of my favorite words. I love that usage, and I want some efficiency, right? Usage and efficiency. Make sure you tap into Dynasty Theory. Their show is live on DDFFB right now, as well as some of the Dynasty Theory crew may have made their way over to Manic and Chill. JRich, you had Shane Manila hosting this bad boy. You know, Shane as the host, it's a wild ride anytime Shane is hosting, but make sure you pull up Manic and Chill, Shane Manila hosting that bad boy. And JRich, you got a dope profile up on this channel. Cade Klubnik out of Clemson, my QB1 going into the 2025 college football season. You said you watched it. It was close as you were going through it, but it's still nuss bust for you at the top. But JRich, I want to ask you, people need to know, because you are diving into this 2026 class with me, and I see something on your TV back there. Can you just tell the people a preview of the profile that we have dropping probably next Tuesday? Jordan Tyson, Arizona State. What were your thoughts watching Mr. Tyson from Arizona State, my wide receiver 1 going into 2025?
I was very impressed. I was extremely impressed. You know, obviously you did your profile, and whenever you do a profile, I always try to scour the internet for really good tape so it looks good to make your production look even better. And luckily, because we did a Cam Scatterbo profile, we had tons of Arizona State tape, and it's hilarious, right? For people who obviously aren't familiar with Arizona State beyond Cam Scatterboo, like, I watched game after game after game after game after game of footage looking for Cam Scatterboo. Completely unbeknownst to me, there was this other player on the team named Jordan Tyson that, in my opinion, I'd be really shocked if he wasn't wide receiver 1. Like, again, you need to watch the profile, not just because Ray G broke down about 20 plays, but the talent this guy has is very, very impressive. And while I haven't seen just about any other receiver in this class yet, it's hard to not appreciate the things that he does well and see how they could translate to the NFL. You know, when we talked about Arizona State, you brought him to my attention. I was like, so is he more N'Keal Harry?
That's what you
or
said.
Brandon Ayuk, right?
Ayuk.
I asked you that question. Is he more N'Keal Harry or Brandon Ayuk? I honestly think he's even a better prospect than Brandon Ayuk is. And that is pretty high praise for a player who has extreme yak ability, extremely explosive getting down the field, and obviously was a first-round pick as well. I have him projected a little bit higher than Brandon Ayuk was drafted, but we will get into the comps much further into the process.
We'll save your pro-style comp for a little bit later, but it was very high. The play style going into the season was very high. Jordan Tyson dropping on Tuesday, Cade Klubnik yesterday. We got more 26 scouting profiles dropping on the channel. But Jay, news, man. A little bit of news. We're gonna run it today. We're gonna run straight fast. All it is news today. It's news, it's rumors, it's training camp speculation. Let's give the people what they want. They want to hear, JRich. Straight facts.
The biggest news in the world of sports. Covered and brought to you by one man, Jordan Richards. This is Straight Facts.
Well, as the leader in sports reporting worldwide, it would be I would have to start off this show with the biggest ticket in town this last night, Ray. A game that I watched start to finish. I was hanging on every single bucket, every pass,
Wasn't a lot
every
of buckets.
shot attempt.
Wasn't a lot of shot
Didn't
attempts,
watch a
not
single.
lot of buckets.
Didn't watch a single thing.
I know.
But Cooper Flagg and Bronny James were going toe-to-toe last night, right? Look at the stat line. 8 points for Bronny James, 2 for 8 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3, and a missed game winner. Cooper Flagg, who everyone was excited to see, the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, 10 points, 5 for 21, 0 for 5 from 3, and airballed the closing shot. Natural ass versus BBL is the description here from Hater Central, at the Hater Central on X.
Bronny and Flagg.
Did you watch the game? How'd you feel about it, if you did?
Absolutely. I was a sucker for the exhibition matchup. I was glued to the gym floor watching Bronny and Flagg go bucket for bucket, exchange shot for shot, blow for blow. It's summer league, man. You know, I see a lot of people, Cooper Flagg bust, 21 shots, 0 for 5 from 3. I'm not worried about that. It's summer league. It's way early in the NBA season. Didn't they just end? Didn't the damn NBA? So how do you even start summer league already? It's summer league. I'm not worried about Flagg. These are both of my teams. For those who don't know, I am a Lakers fan.
Yes, they are.
And a Mavericks fan. Both teams. SOGQ
Can't even say it with
squad.
a straight face.
Listen, I can't help who I like, man. I did not make me this way, but I support both of these franchises. I'm not worried about Flagg's performance, and we know what Bronny is, man. We're not going to go through the Bronny James
Really?
saga.
What is Bronny then? Because clearly you know. So what is he to you?
He's a complimentary player, man. He's a complimentary role player. Hopefully one day in the NBA he'll ascend to that level. That's what he is. He's not a superstar. He's not a lottery pick. He's you know, he's a ball player.
He's a ball player. He's a ball player. He can dribble, he can pass, and he can shoot, and that's what he can do.
He's a ball player. All right, Jay. Tampa Bay. There was some news out of Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah, this is actually real news.
This is actual news. Yeah,
so we got word yesterday that starting left tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tristan Wirfs, suffered an injury and is very likely to start on the PUP for the first 4 games of the season to start the NFL year. So now you have a situation where the Bucs running back this phenomenal team, obviously their star left tackle in Tristan Wirfs, who we know is a phenomenal talent. He was in the top 100 in 2023. Great left tackle for the past few seasons and would have been once again. To now they're starting a backup. And it's interesting because they did sign a backup in free agency because they thought that maybe they need some added depth at tackle. So they do have a player that can fit in. But Wirfs is a big loss for this team. Big loss for Baker, protects his blind side.
Huge.
How pivotal he is to not just the passing game, but the rushing attack as well. They went from 32nd in the NFL last year to 4th in the NFL last year in terms of their rushing attack. Obviously, Liam Cohen is a massive part of that. But this is a big loss for this Bucs team.
Yeah.
We don't know how long he's going to be out, but it seems like he's going to go on the PUP and at least miss the first few games of the season. Ray, how does this potentially impact your projection of Baker? And do you feel like maybe, again, you don't really adjust projections because of this, but you know it does matter. So how do you kind of factor that in your analysis as kind of we're coming into training camp? And obviously there's going to be more of these injuries popping up throughout the offseason.
I would say on the offensive front, the two positions you ain't trying to lose early is your center and your left tackle. You're not trying to lose the captain of your O-line, and you're not trying to lose the most pivotal position amongst your offensive front, your left tackle, especially blocking for Baker Mayfield's blind side. He's one of the best left tackles. He's an all-pro. He's an all-pro. So I don't care how you slice it. This is a literal and figuratively a big loss for Tampa Bay. I looked at the backup tackle. I think I don't know who he is. Don't know where he came from. I know they drafted an offensive lineman last year. So I was like, oh, they got Graham Barton out of Duke. I know he played some tackle at Duke. He's the damn starting center. So yeah, this is a big hole, no pun intended, that Tampa Bay must fill. I think they're going to go the veteran route, JRich. I believe, I mean, you got a lot of these old tackles that they retire, they come back, they fill in for a little bit. We saw Jason Peters do that some years back with Philadelphia. Some other teams came and played for Dallas for a little bit. Maybe they call Tyron Smith. I think Tyron Smith said, I'm done playing. Maybe they call Tyron Smith, say, hey, this is a Super Bowl caliber team that we have. We need you to come play, fill in. I don't know what it is, but this is not good for Baker Mayfield, Bucky, Irving in the offense. Again, Tristan Wirfs, one of the best left tackles in the NFL. They're not going to have him to start the season. And I'm reading this report right here on the screen from Ari. Knee surgery? Do you know what it was? I don't.
Yeah, so I didn't see what the actual injury was. I don't think we've got official reports on what the injury was just yet. But yeah, they said it's a knee injury and potentially could require surgery. And I think even they actually scheduled the surgery for Tuesday. And he's probably going to end up on the PUP. But I don't think we know what the surgery is just yet. And that's, again, part of the issue with this time of year is that they're not required to disclose injuries. So we don't know the extent of the injuries and kind of how bad things may be until probably he ultimately gets surgery, or maybe not even until September when they have to actually disclose where they're at and what the injury is.
The Playboy in the chat right now said Wirfs is essentially irreplaceable. Like he just, you lose him. Yeah. And then this whole thing, right? Couple of games, even if he misses a couple of games, the chances that he is feeling 100% himself week 3, week 4, whenever that is, I don't know if you hear NFL players talk all the time. We're never 100%. You're never 100% once the games kick off. This is something to monitor, Jay. I don't know. Here's the real question that people want to know. We understand that this is a massive hole, big loss, big for the offensive line. How much is it impacting what you do with Tampa Bay? How much is it? Where are you moving Baker down at all based on this? Because this is something, let's be real. Offensive line injuries, shit like this, it's very tough for us to like put it on paper. Like, what does this mean, right? Does this impact his ADP? Does this affect where you want to draft him? How you want to approach Tampa Bay's backfield, their receiving core? That's the part of this sort of conversation that is not just right in front of your face, readily apparent. So I'm asking you, because the people want to know, okay, I hear y'all saying it's a big loss. How big of a loss? Are you doing anything based off of this information with Bucky, with Baker, with the offense? What are your thoughts here?
Like, I think it's fine to, as a tiebreaker, depending on where you're at with Baker Mayfield relative to some other quarterbacks, like bump him down a little bit, because this is going to matter, right? Like, everyone who's drafting Bucky Irving at what, like in the second, third round of drafts as a top, 7, 8 running back overall, like this is going to hurt him. And Ray, as you're kind of going through this, I pulled up the Bucs schedule. Let me tell you, if Tristan Wirfs misses more than 4 games,
it's not going to be good.
Let's say he goes to 6 games. Here's their opening schedule. They open with the Falcons. Not terrible, but definitely an improved pass rush this offseason.
I'm gonna give Tampa Bay a dub there. I'm gonna give Tampa Bay a dub there. I'm giving them a win.
Then they play Houston. I don't think they're beating Houston without Tristan Wirfs.
Without Wirfs, you're going to have hell on your hands with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson.
And then they face the Jets, which doesn't sound bad because offensively the Jets are a mess, but defensively they're still very strong. Then can I interest you week 4 in the Eagles? They're not beating the Eagles without Tristan Wirfs. There's no way. And then they have to play Seattle. Mike McDonald's defense, year 2. San Francisco and Robert Saleh. The Detroit Lions, the week after that. They don't even have an easy game for 7 weeks. Maybe the Jets game, you could say, is easy. Seattle's kind of an okay matchup. The Falcons, again, divisional opponent, going to be tough. But if he only misses 4 games, and I think the fear for me here and why I'm talking about this is because, okay, they maybe lose that Falcons game. They definitely lose the Houston game. Maybe they win the Jets game and they lose the Eagles game. So now you have a situation where you have your star left tackle injured on the PUP, most likely. We'll see if he actually goes on the PUP. They go start the season 1-3. Bet you he's back for week 5, right? And is he actually healthy? And is he where he needs to be to perform at the highest level, to play against Seattle, to play against San Francisco, to play against Detroit in those next 3 games? Or is he still going to be 70%, 80%, and giving you that on the field, which hurts the rest of the team, right? So it's a cascading effect where he may rush back because they're going to be in trouble early in the year having him out. And I think that could only impact the rest of the team overall. And they have some tough games, even if he is unavailable.
Walt's saying plenty of time to find a left tackle for 4 games. Perhaps they move the right tackle to left tackle. That's probably what I would think. Like, you just, if you can't find somebody on the street, you rejig your offensive front. What I'm hearing is buy Bucs players. Let me just put you to the test right now. Baker Mayfield's being drafted real high. Underdog, he's QB7. JRich right behind Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Baker Mayfield is up next. So given this news, and we talked about this with the Giants the other day, Andrew Thomas needs to be there. Without that left tackle, the offensive line, I'm not saying the Giants or the Bucs, but the offensive line was a goddamn mess without Andrew Thomas. I don't know what it's going to look like without Tristan Wirfs. But would you rather, right now, JRich, knowing that they're not going to have their starting left tackle to start the season potentially, and maybe a little bit after that, 2025, Baker Mayfield or Kyler Murray?
I probably still want Baker.
Okay, Baker or Bo?
I would probably take Bo next.
Everyone, it's one player. This is how, it's Friday, right? Tristan, appreciate you being on the show. It's one player, they'll be fine. Like, this is Madden culture that doesn't exist in real football. Like, Luke, just saying, oh, they only lost one player. It's just a left tackle. No big deal. They're going to be fine. That's silly talk.
But that's like saying losing Mike Evans isn't a big deal or losing A.J. Brown is a big deal, but people don't equate it the same way. This is bigger than that.
You know what this is? It's a bunch of people who play fantasy football that don't, I'm not trying to go hard on Tristan, but saying that the left tackle, your all-pro tackle being out is not a big deal. Like, that's just, that's pretty damn silly. I'm just going to say it like that on a Friday. That's pretty damn foolish to say that. Now, it is July. There's a lot that can happen, but this is the fucking news. So that's what we're talking about, right? Like, it's a huge deal if you're starting all-pro left tackle not playing. We're not talking about the rotational DT, the 3 technique, the rotational 3 technique. We're talking about the left tackle. So we'll see. Somebody in the chat said, give me Kyler. Gump said, give me Kyler over Baker Mayfield. Okay? Bo Nix, JRich. Bo Nix or Baker. No left tackle. First month of the season, no Tristan Wirfs. Bo Nix, and think about it. In fact, you ain't got 18 weeks. You got like 8 weeks to make a move, to position yourself to be in the playoffs. After that, it's a wrap. First 4 weeks, no Wirfs. Would you rather Nix or Baker?
I'm taking Nick. Like, Ray, the start of the season is everything, right? Like, it's making me more nervous now seeing their schedule because I see one win in like 6 or 7 games. And that's, obviously if he's not available. And I do wanted to say, like, while yes, he is a big loss, it doesn't mean this team can't find ways to overcome it. It's just a big uphill battle, right? So don't hear we're not saying, and that's why weighing it is difficult.
Done. No one's saying that they're done. Just how does it? All I ask is how does it impact Baker? Right? How does it impact Baker? That's all I'm asking.
It's gonna speed him up, right? He doesn't have that guy that he can rely on, one of his best friends on the team, that will always be there to block probably the best edge rusher on the other team. Because guess what? When he faces off against Houston, Will Anderson's going straight at that left tackle.
They're going to exploit whoever it is.
And it's
They're
going to be a problem. But I would take Bo
NFL.
Nix over Baker Mayfield. I think he's just a slightly safer option.
Okay. All right, Jay, what else do we have in the news? This is the big news right here. This is the big news. Big news, big fallout. Talk about it, man.
Yeah, so the weirdest news probably in the past couple days has been the Najee Harris eye injury saga. It was like a rumor on the internet from July 4th, and people weren't sure if it was going to be confirmed or it was just a rumor. And then finally yesterday, we got statements put out that Chargers running back Najee Harris sustained a superficial eye injury during 4th of July fireworks mishaps. Of course, depending on how long you've been watching football, we're very familiar with NFL players and fireworks
you gotta
mishaps.
leave them damn fireworks alone, man. If you don't know what you're doing.
But he is fully expected to be ready for the upcoming NFL season. Now, I will say, that doesn't mean shit to me.
I feel
right?
you.
Because I could
with you.
break my foot and I could be ready at some point for the upcoming NFL season. But a superficial eye injury from, again, some of the stuff I've read and seen discussed within our Discord, if you want to check that out, patreon.com/allgas or the website ddfantasyfootball.com. It seems like it's the cornea. So, again, the very top layer of the eye.
Medical J.
But
Rich.
it's still a problem.
There's nothing better than medical J. Rich on the show. Give it to us, Doc. Give us that cornea. What's going on with that cornea, J. Rich?
I don't know anything about the cornea, but I've seen people talk about it, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big problem, but it is a problem. It is going to be a problem going forward. Whether or not he can see, I don't know. I've never had a superficial eye injury, right? But it's something that's unique, and ultimately people are only asking one question. Well, Ray,
what's that mean?
Doesn't this mean that wheels
it's
up?
Time?
Doesn't it mean that it's wheels up for Omarion Hampton?
Big Hamp?
What do we think?
Listen, man.
What do we think?
I think when the rumors first started, it was just speculation. But the thing that gets it, here's what I'll always say, man. I think so many times we as people, we pay attention to what folks are saying, but it's almost what folks are not saying that I was paying. Nobody ever came out and said, Cap, we debunked this.
Yeah.
Najee didn't have any. He's totally fine. Matter of fact, I saw a damn newspaper interview. There was a Najee Harris. He was Hispanic. He was brown, not black, brown. And his name was Najee. So there was so many. You think I'm going to pull it up,
pretty,
Jay.
I saw it. It was pretty
his
funny.
name was Najee Harris, and he's Hispanic, and he had on yellow glasses. I didn't know what to believe. But what did not happen at one point in time, Jay, was nobody came out to say this is fake. This is false. Yep. Now he had his damn face blown off. It's not that bad, but we ain't going to really tell you what it is. It's probably that bad. It's probably not good. I don't know.
It's probably not good, yeah.
I've never... Listen, maybe if you're using them little poppers and it hits you, a little injury. But outside of that, fireworks injuries, I don't know how it's not that bad that something with the firework happened to your goddamn eye or face. Like, I don't want them not that bad problems, JRich. I'm just not buying it, dog. I'm not buying it. I think it's bad.
Can you please pull up that comment from JLR? One of the best we've had in a while. Oh my goodness.
Leave Tristan alone, man. Tristan, you're my dog. Tristan, that JRL is this is why I love to chat. He's messing with Tristan. He said it's one eye. He'll be fine. It's one damn eye. Luke thinks we're overreact. It's July, Ray G. His cornea will be recovered by the time the season starts. I'm not buying it. Luke and Tristan, I'm not buying it, JRich.
Yeah, don't worry, Ray. He'll get LASIK. He'll be fine. Yeah. He'll be fine. He'll get LASIK.
Really? Honestly.
No problem for Najee Harris.
Najee's blown his eye out, right? This is the Christmas story reincarnated. What do we do? I guess you got nothing to do besides trust the reports, right? That what did the thing say? He'll be fine by week 1? Is that what it said?
No.
Did it say week 1? Hold on, man.
It didn't say week 1 specifically. It said he'll be ready for the upcoming NFL season.
Man, I'm good, dog. I'm good.
That does not sound like week 1 or early. Like there's nothing in there that says any indication that he'll be back and not on the pup.
That's
right?
like me saying, come on, man. Come on, no. Jay, I need to lay eyes on Najee Harris. I need to lay eyes
He needs
on
to
Najee
lay eyes
to
on
feel
the football.
all 4 of my eyes need to be laid on him before I draft him again. I won't touch him. Will you draft him anymore?
I don't think I could. If it's really late, maybe. Like I was looking at him in Scott Fishbowl as an option, and again, like where am I willing to take him? 12th round, 13th round on the bench, just kind of see what happens. But yeah, nah. The problem is, Ray, is like, what's gonna happen with Hampton now? Because like Hampton was already being drafted super high, given that he was probably the backup, or at least projected backup. But now he projects as the starter for an offense that we really like, that I think could be top 5 this season in total offense. Is he less than like a 3rd round pick? Is he less than? Should he be a 2nd round pick?
He's a 4th
and like
rounder.
a top 10 running back.
He's a 4th rounder right now. Let me tell you, Hampton, according to Underdog, is coming off the board RB15. Okay, let's just assume Najee's a Pirate. Okay, let's just assume he's a Pirate. This does not improve his vision. This ain't good, right? Eye is not right. Okay, Omarion Hampton is going to enter week 1 as the starting running back. Let's just vibe with me here. He is entering week 1 as the starting running back, and you couldn't even tell me who they got behind him. I guess Kamani Vidal is there, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah. Omarion Hampton or James Cook?
Omarion Hampton.
Okay. Omarion Hampton or Kyren Williams?
Omarion Hampton.
Omarion Hampton or Breece Hall?
Omarion Hampton.
Omarion Hampton or Chase Brown?
Am I a fool for saying Chase Brown? I think I'm Chase Brown. I really like Chase Brown this year.
Okay, let's go again. Omarion Hampton or Josh Jacobs?
I want to take Omarion Hampton.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Omarion Hampton or Bucky Irving? And again, is the starting back. The eye is eyed, man. It is eyed. He is Pirate Najee. Is Omarion Hampton or Bucky?
I don't think I can't make the case that Hampton can be better than Bucky.
Bucky's
or JT? Great, but I really like Hampton.
Hampton or JT?
I'm taking JT.
Okay, so you would have him right there at RB12. He's not moving up much then. He's at 15. The only sure shot conviction yes you gave me was Hampton over Breece Hall. So that would put him at RB12.
Hall, James Cook.
That would put him at 12. That would put him at 12. Okay. He would still be behind Brown, Jacobs, Bucky, JT, Achan, Derrick Henry, Genty, CMC, all the rest.
Yeah. Like Jacobs is the one that I'm just kind of out on Jacobs. Like, I don't know.
Really?
He's a slog. Yeah. Like he's fine. Like he's a good running back. I don't know, man. I don't like him.
I guess I think I'm reading the chat. You know, I really want to know how what the last time we had something like this happen. And I don't know if you recall, and some of y'all may not have been around during that time or have forgotten because it was some years ago. But when Jason Pierre-Paul blew his hand up with the fire, that thing was very ambiguous for a while. Like it was like, did it happen? Did it not happen? And even when it was confirmed, you never saw a picture of his hand. Like you didn't see what it really looked like until he went out there and then they had it clubbed up for him to play. And then now, of course, we see what happened. I mean, he blew his hand off, man. He's got like 4 fingers on one of his hands. So my thing is, I don't think anybody truly outside of the people in Najee's camp know. And I'm just, how fireworks work, JRich. What are the chances that the spark or whatever it was that caused the eye injury just hit the eye? It didn't hit anywhere on the face, nothing. It just went to the eye, and that's all. That's why I'm like, it's probably a little worse than we know. And I first and foremost, we joked about it, wishing him the best, right? Like Najee ain't watching this goddamn show,
100%.
But wishing him the best, like it's scary stuff, man. Like it's goddamn explosives. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you think about like fireworks. Obviously, they go off and shit kind of flies everywhere. But imagine like any type of explosive. Maybe it was a Roman candle. Maybe it was like whatever. And it just flew into your eye and hit you like directly in the eye. like you said, didn't hit your eye, your eye or side of the face or around your face. Like it hit you square in the eye. Because that's basically what it sounds like. It sounds like something flew and hit Najee directly in the eye, right? Which would hurt. It would probably linger. It would probably swell. And if he does have any damage to his cornea, like that's going to take a long time to heal. So, but the thing is we don't know how it impacts his vision. Only he knows that because he's the one that's seeing with that eye. So I just don't think there's going to be any clarity on this until he's either on the field or he's not. The interesting thing here is it doesn't really impact his ability to practice and be ready for the season. The question isn't whether he's ready physically for the season. The question is whether or not he can actually see, right? And handle all the responsibilities that he has on a regular basis with two healthy eyes. And I think that's the hard part with Najee here is that, like, until his eye is, like, healthy and ready and he can see properly and analyze defenses, is he even going to be on the field or not? And we can't really answer that question until it kind of happens.
So, okay, right here. Who is this? Phil said, where do you read something went directly into his eye? We're not. Well, Phil, tell us, Phil. It says a superficial.
The only way that's going to happen is if something hits you directly in the eye.
I'm trying to understand that. What's so goddamn funny here? That's what I'm saying. I'm asking, like, when has something just done that? Right? I'm asking, like, when. If it's a explosive, I'm pretty sure it's face, and the thing says eye injury. I don't. Here's the problem with not having news. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it's all over the place. It ain't the eye, it is the eye. It's direct hit. He can still see. All we're doing is talking about what the goddamn thing says. Superficial fireworks injury. There's been speculation for a week, and now he'll be ready for the season. So let me use some common sense here. Whatever happened to him, it's going to take a long enough recovery period to where the report is he'll be ready for the season. It's July, but he'll be ready for the season. 2 months away, he'll be ready. That's all we're talking about and speculating what it could be and what we might do now that could impact, like how that's going to impact us in the future. You got to make a decision now, right? Because when you know it wasn't he can't see, he ain't going to play, the Hampton price is too high. Or if it's a nothing burger, you continue to draft Najee, but that's what we do. We talk about it, right?
Well, that's the hard part, right? Is that we don't know the extent of the injury. And again, if they said that he would be fine for camp or sometime during training camp, it's just a better indication as to what is going on. And I think that naturally you have to wonder, like, if he was okay and everything was fine, why did it take a week for us to find out about it, right? Like, clearly something's wrong. We don't know the extent of the injury or what happened, but as you said, we have to make a decision and we have to figure out, like, what is going to happen with Najee and how do we feel about it overall. So, again, you could say superficial doesn't mean it's in the eye or deep on the eye. Yeah. Superficial means on the edge of the eye. But if anything hits you in the eye, it's probably a problem. And we will find out how big of a problem it is in a second.
Goddamn gnat flying your eye and you're doing this. You're, something's in my eye. You know what I'm saying? So I would assume some sparks and some heat would probably not be good as well, Jay. All right, man. Break, Bleacher Report, come back. Terry McLaurin potentially upset with the Commanders. They got some new jerseys, too. Saints got new helmets. Let's hit the break.
See
Run
those
up the
Saints
lights.
helmets?
You like them? Yeah, them icy
Bro, they're
whites.
sick. I want one of those for Christmas.
Go reach out to your boy Underhill. You love the Saints. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome in, everybody, for another stream over here on Bleacher Report, NFL Daily. You can find JRich and I every single week here on this app.
The moment I say it, they'll say, oh, yuck. And it's got to be Najee Harris, right?
That world is in an alternate timeline somewhere in the multiverse. It ain't here on Earth 616 or whatever. It ain't here. JRich and I are on every single Thursday, 7 p.m. Oh, boy. This is Wake Up with Ray and Jay every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you listen to that, Jay, there was... Why do you have Najee Harris in the damn mid-roll, man? We're going to have to change that. We're going to have to change that.
We're going to have to change that.
Najee Harris is in the commercial overlay for Bleacher Report. Najee Harris. And then Ricardo said, according to Schefter, someone lost fingers at this firework incident. Listen. I don't want anybody to be involved in a fireworks incident. Like I've never seen it just be minor, right? And Phil is right. Getting a damn eyelash in your eye. Let one of them eyelashes get in your eye and watch how wild you start acting. Oh, I can't see, eyes red, flailing, blowing, trying to blow up into your eye. Can you blow into my eye? You're about to damn die. An eyelash get in there, let alone a damn Roman candle or a black cat blowing up in your face. Probably not good, JRich. The eyelash is almost taking you out. The black cat ain't going to do good either. All right, Jay, let's see what we got in the chat, man. Let's see what we got in the chat. New uniforms, Washington, too late. Terry McLaurin, JRich. I just saw rumor and a report about Scary Terry. Still, contract issues with the Commanders. Now, training camp is a time of the year where normally that stuff gets worked out. I think the Dallas Cowboys right now they've already said that they're going to try to work out an extension with Micah Parsons during training camp. This thing with Terry McLaurin, do you think it lingers throughout training camp? Do they get this deal done? McLaurin coming off of an all-pro campaign. I believe he was second team all-pro in 2024. Jaden Daniels supposed to take a big step up here, year 2. He needs his guy. They brought in Debo. Laramie Tunsil's on the NFL top 100 list. Terry McLaurin, Washington. How does this thing resolve itself before the season, and does it? I think it does.
Yeah, I think it's going to resolve itself. You know, he's one of their best players. We've talked about how much cap space they have, and it's really just finding that number and that figure that works for everybody involved, right? We knew it was going to be a bit of an issue because he is a little bit older, right? And they don't want to pay him probably more than 3 years guaranteed. When I talked about it, I feel like a couple of weeks ago, I said probably 2.5 is fair for Terry. Maybe they want to get it, under that a little bit if they can, but I think the deal's going to get done before training camp, and ultimately Terry will be on the field, ready to go with a new deal by the time everything comes about. So I don't think the rumors that he's not going to sign a deal are substantial, and I think that Terry's going to be just fine, get his money, and be happy and ready to go for training camp.
Yeah, so no issue, not moving him, not doing any adjustment. They'll get it figured out, and he'll be a Commander going into the season.
Yeah. We did get some reports that things are probably going to get ironed out in the next few weeks or so.
Okay, well, that's good. Show those Saints helmets. Let me get the Saints helmets are nice. The Saints icy whites
Crispy.
look good. And I like the Commanders' old school kind of throwback and nod to the old Redskins uniforms. I like them. I like JD5. I like that. I'm not a fan of that squad being an NFC East Cowboys fan, but I think those kind of nod to the homage to the throwbacks looked really, really good, Jay. Are you watching the Netflix show Quarterback? I want to ask you something here. I want to ask you something about the show. Have you watched any of the episodes of Quarterback?
What's funny is I started watching it a little bit with my girlfriend Rhea, and she got bored in about 10 minutes. She got bored in about 10 minutes, so we turned it off. But I can just watch incessantly Love is Blind, Love Island.
We haven't got to the Love Island show, but there was some interesting stuff. Episode 1 of Quarterback, talking about Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins. And there was a report that Kirk Cousins, on this, the report, if you haven't watched the show, is Kirk Cousins said, man, if I knew Atlanta was going to draft a quarterback in round 1, I would have never have left Minnesota. That's what he's saying. I would have never left Minnesota had I known they were going to do that. Then the Jared Goff piece comes up, and Jared Goff is talking about how 3 weeks after they lost the Super Bowl to New England in 2018, got a call from Sean McVay out of the blue. Hey, we're trading you to Detroit. No rhyme or reason. And you can tell watching this, Goff he felt some type of way. He was like, I was the number 1 overall pick. He used the words, I wish there was some more maturity from the Rams to have a conversation with me and let me know before they moved on. So I'm watching this, and all I keep thinking about is, it's a business, it's a business, it's a business, it's a business. So when we're talking about this Najee stuff, when we're talking about the Terry McLaurin, we see it time and time again, and it was a stark reminder that at the most important position in football, they don't give a damn, right? If you're not cutting it, we'll ship your ass out. No conversation. There's no pat on the back. It's hey, we're trading you. You know, we're doing what's in the best interest of the club. We wish you well. We're moving on from you. Whether it's Najee in the eye, whether it's a rookie that can't catch the damn ball, running back like it is like nothing with the game of football, any sport, JRich, baseball, NBA, especially in football, there is no guarantee, man. It is truly, what have you done for me lately? What can you do for me right now? And outside of a handful of select players, and your leash and leeway and grace is minuscule to none, Jay. It is just a stark reminder of how quickly you're in and out of the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the crazy part, right? Is just because you get paid $100 million guaranteed doesn't mean that you're going to be our starting quarterback going forward. If you can't cut it, then that is what it is, right? And that's what happened with Kirk Cousins. Like, you remember when they drafted Penix, you and I got on this show and we talked about, when is Penix starting? Well, there's no way because they gave him $100 million and he's under contract for this long, blah, blah, whatever. And what happens? It's week 16 and Michael Penix is starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons because Kirk Cousins was stinking it up. And ultimately, if Terry Fontenot wants to save his job and make up for the fact that he gave Kirk Cousins $100 million and drafted Michael Penix at the 8th overall pick, they have to at least be winning games.
Yeah.
And he still may be fired over that decision, but at least now it seems like they have a starting quarterback in Michael Penix, and it's just at what point do they get rid of Kirk Cousins? Because it seems like right now that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and Joe's saying, "Oh yeah, I gotta get on that show, Ray. I forgot about." I'm not advocating that. I think it's a good documentary, right? I think it's a good documentary. I'm not endorsing.
Yeah.
What the reason I like stuff like that, because we love football, man. Everybody that's on this stream, we all love football. We play fantasy to different degrees. We've got teams that we root for. We love the NFL draft process. I think the big missing element of what we do as analysts, as fantasy scouts, all that stuff is how far away we are from the actual game and the players. But when you get like documentaries like this, you do get an inside look at the business and the behind the scenes and just how fragile your chance of being one of the 22 players on the field on Sundays, like how thin and how tight you've got to thread that needle week in to week out. It just gives you a lot of interesting perspective where, you know, we got hope for all these guys, right? I'm just using names, Jalen, Polks, and, you know, all these players that don't, and then you see the teams and the players kind of talk about them. I get him off the field. He's not like, it's just a very good glimpse and look into what actually is happening in the locker room, on the field, in the meeting room. That I love that aspect of these kind of docuseries.
Yeah, and I think the funny thing is that for us who follow the NFL so closely, like, we know the results of the games. We know what's going to happen, but there is still things that you find, like with the Burrow stuff, like in the few minutes I did watch, like the whole break-in with his house and how that affected him, and like all the other things and nuances from, we know what's going on in the results, and the Bengals aren't winning games, but they're putting up a lot of points, and wow, Joe Burrow must be so frustrated. Well, you really see it in this type of stuff. You really see what was going on and how pissed off he was and how he probably feels, and just like, I think most importantly, like how badly he wants to win. Like, and how badly all these guys want to win and they want to play and they want to see success, which, of course, I mean, every NFL player and any athlete would want that, but they're in different situations and have to deal with those circumstances. And Kirk Cousins can be as mad as he wants, but you wanted to leave Minnesota, go to Atlanta to be the starting quarterback of the Falcons. Didn't work out for you, unfortunately. And that just is what it is. As you said, it's a business and he's going to have to learn from that. Or in the case of Cousins, he can kind of just retire because he's got plenty of money to sit on and will be more than fine.
Yeah, it's just, I just, if you got nothing else to do, I think it's a good insight and a look at the behind the scenes, behind the curtain NFL life. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to the chat right here. Phil is still on my head. Says, Ray says we have teams in all caps we root for. Some of us just have one. Get the hell out of here, Phil. I can't help the locale in which I'm stationed. Okay? I can't help the fact that during my youth, Las Vegas did not have a team. JRich, I can't help that. Right? I can't help that I live in Dallas. I can't help that I like the Dodgers.
Who did you root for?
Pardon?
Who did you root for when you were in Vegas?
It was the Cowboys because that's all they show.
Okay.
They only show. Okay. So it was Dallas Cowboys. Man, I can't help that. I can't help where my locale. Leave me alone, Phil. Leave me alone. What else we got in the chat? JRich. Imagine, oh gosh, Walt. I see.
Why
your
would
chat.
you say that, Walt? Why would you say that?
Would you say? Yeah, we're not gonna talk about JJ McCarthy. Here goes one from Kevin right here. Let's bring Kevin up to the show. Appreciate you, Kevin. Always here. We sit here and talk about all these storylines about players and coaches, and we make up narratives on how it relates to fantasy football. Shows like this are an actual look inside. Listen, man, I ain't here to talk about what nobody else does, how they operate their stuff. I think for Jay and I, everything that we do, everything that we're chasing for a fantasy football outcome, it's a result of the real game. Like straight up, if Jaden Daniels ain't a good NFL quarterback, he's not going to be good for fantasy football. So I think there's a world in which just talking about the game and getting out of the hopium. I used to be in that land, man. My fingers are still crossed for that Jaheim Bell breakout in year 3. Can't wait for that Jaheim Bell that I liked in college. But the more you just know about, the game just doesn't work like that. You get, this much window, that much opportunity. If it doesn't happen, move on. We just try to bring the real game, pair together some fantasy sports, talk about all that stuff, collegiate, NFL. It all flows together. It's all connected. It's like Stranger Things, the hive mind. It's all connected, JRich. It all flow. NIL flows up to college, conference realignment, and the Clemsons of the world and the Penn States. It impacts the NFL and all the stuff that's happening on Sundays and in training camp. It ultimately has a direct correlation to what we're trying to chase when we're trying to score points on our fake game and set a lineup,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where the Tristan Wirfs conversation is relevant, but you won't hear as a lot of people talk about it. How does it impact things? And even for us, we're speculating. We don't know how much it impacts any player on the team, but we know that the position is important. It's, arguably probably the second or third highest paid position in football because it's quarterback, and then it's probably edge. And right there, it's left tackle, right? So it has an impact on the game. And the question is how much? And that's something we'll never know and understand, right? Because it's just one of those things that's very difficult to calculate and put your finger on. But when you think about it and really analyze it, it will have an impact. And you can maybe, if you choose to, make a decision as a result of understanding what's going to happen with him being out, right?
Here goes Daniel Perry. Any chance you guys can have someone on the show who does salary cap / contract analysis? Would be good insight into what these teams feel about players via contract and such, player incentives. I agree. Follow the money, right, Jay? Is that what they say? Follow the money. I think contracts to a degree give you a nice path and direction for what the team's plans are or how they feel about a player. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Brandon Ayuk got a real big contract, and I don't know how San Francisco feels about him, but I do think that diving into some of that stuff, I don't know, Daniel. We'll see. I don't know any salary cap contract experts, but
they work for the NFL, right?
They ain't coming on Wake Up. We'll get that Debro on here. He probably does a little bit of that.
But we do talk contracts, right? Sam Darnold's contract is a perfect example of that, where, he got $100 million, but it's $35 million guaranteed in the first season. So it's that if things go south for Sam Darnold, this is why I always tell you I'm very nervous for Sam Darnold. If things don't go well, man, he's gone. He's gone. And you probably should be drafting, picking up some Jalen Milroe because much like Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins, if Darnold's syncing it up, maybe you see some Milroe late in the season.
Hey, listen, Joe, this is the first lady of Didi. Outside of She the Baddest, 1908, she hadn't watched the show in a long time, JRich. I've not seen my wife's name in the comments in a long time. My girl, Joe, she said, I was waiting on the Lance breakout for decades. I think we all, but that's the evolution, right, Joe? You have learned, once maybe it's just that position, but I think we've all have learned, that it's probably not happening year 3, year 4. We need to just move on. As much excitement as we had for the Trey Lances of the world, for whomever it was, because Lance is just one of hundreds of players that we have pumped up and they have failed. But you learn, right? You freaking learn to move the hell on, and we're not going to wait for that breakout. What happened, Jay?
You may want to check the comments, Ray.
Oh,
you're in trouble now.
Oh, man.
You're in trouble now.
I just said I ain't seen the comment. I just said I've not seen the comment.
She's on your ass now.
She is She's on me. We're going to the cinema after this, JRich, to watch that Superman movie. We're going to the cinema. We're gonna go
Superman.
Yeah, we're gonna go check out the show.
I saw someone commenting about that movie, but again, I don't care for Superman in general. But I'd seen some mixed opinions on Superman and whether or not it'd be a good movie.
Mark is on you right now. Mark said JRich is a salary cap expert, an injury expert, and a firework aficionado himself.
And now you understand the news drop, right? The news drop and all of my accolades are starting to come together. It makes sense.
All right, let's wrap up with some NFL. Let's talk through training camp dates because training camp does kick off next week. JRich, training camp next week. The Baltimore Ravens report on July 15th for the rookies and July 22nd for the veterans. So vets still have like two weeks left, a little under 2 weeks. But the Baltimore Ravens rookies will report this upcoming week. So let's pull that up so we can just kind of talk through that.
Yeah,
Ravens
go to the Chargers. Chargers in Detroit. I'm pretty sure the Chargers report tomorrow.
You said who?
The Chargers.
Yeah, well, we're going to scroll down the list. So since he's not next week, Dallas the 21st. Denver next week, July 16th. So what's that? Wednesday, next Wednesday. So we'll do the wake-up show. We'll kind of talk about the Denver Broncos. The rookies for the Lions report Wednesday as well. Green Bay, the end of next week, they start. Houston still got about 2 weeks. Indy's got a couple of weeks. Jacksonville, about a week away, July 19th. Kansas City, the 21st. The Raiders, the 17th for rookies. So that's next Thursday, I believe, JRich. And yeah, the Chargers are tomorrow. The rookies report.
That should be fun for the media, right?
Oh, man.
I'm sure we'll get some sound bites tomorrow.
We're going to get some Najee news. Yes, we're going to get some sound bites for sure from the LA Chargers. So are they first up? Looks like they are first up.
I think they're the first team to report.
First up. So the Chargers start. That'd be nice. We'll be able to talk about that some on Monday. Training camp hype clip season is upon us. Just be ready. We're showing every 3-yard slant, uncontested catch, running through the bag drills. It's all camp season hype. Dolphins next week. Vikings still have a couple of weeks. The Giants, the 15th. So Tuesday for the Giants rookies. It seems like a lot of rookies are reporting next week. The Steelers a little bit later. The Niners rookies next week. The Seahawks rookies next week. Tampa Bay got an additional week. And then the Commanders, the end of next week or next Saturday as well. So we've got training camp officially.
We got contract updates. Schmidtshot gave us the deets on Terry's deal.
Terry's deal is done?
Well, it's not done, but
what we got?
He said that the deal for Terry will end around 36, 37 a year to make the full remaining AAV closer to 32, with this last year being only 25. So kind of like I was saying, right? Like probably around 2 years,
I know Schmidtshot. I'm not going to put his business out there to the YouTube airways, but he's got some relationship there. He's got some insider information with at least Terry McLaurin. I ain't going to go too far, give him all the credit and say the Commanders, but he's got a little insider with Terry McLaurin. So we'll see how right Schmidtshot is, or if he is spreading that fake news as well. So 36 to 37 per year.
Yeah.
Bring that AAV up to 32. What's T, 35? T's getting what, 30, 35 a year?
Oh,
T Higgins?
No, T Higgins, I think it's getting more than that.
Getting like 40?
He's getting paid a lot, dude. Like, I don't know why they're paying him so much money. It's kind of crazy. So his deal...
Yeah, what's T's deal?
AAV is actually only 28.75.
Okay.
But, man, it feels like it's a lot more than that. It really does. Cap hit for this season, 24, 26, and it goes 30, 35. It's the fact that he's a wide receiver too, right? Like, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
36 a year is insane for McLaurin. Yeah, Joe's saying, I know that I knew they'd take care of Terry for JD5. I agree. We talked about it at a part of the show.
They got cap space, man. Like,
the Commanders
there's no reason not to pay them.
They're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. You can't F with your second year stud quarterback in his number one receiver, especially when you went out, upgraded the offensive line in the draft. Laramie Tunsil, you brought in Debo, you got Zach Ertz back. You got to make things as easy as possible offensively for Jaden.
Yeah, this still put him at, if he gets ahead of A.J. Brown, 5th in the NFL in AAV.
Terry McLaurin, that'd be top 5. That's probably what he wants. That's probably what he wants, to be paid like a
Ayuk's
top.
making 30, Tyreek's 30, Amon-Ra 30, AJ Brown 32, DK 33. Yikes, man. I don't know.
And listen,
yeah, if he gets 32, he'll be right at 5th.
Nobody really talks about DK, man, but regardless if you think he's a supreme talent, he's coming off the board.
He's being paid a lot of money.
Jay, he's barely drafted as a top 24 wide receiver.
That's why you draft him.
Is that a mistake? Is that a mistake? He is wide receiver 23 right now, JRich, DK Metcalf.
I'm not the biggest fan of DK. I'm not the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers. But at some point, you got to follow the money a little bit and just take some shots, because if he gets 160 targets, like, he's going to produce at a higher level than wide receiver 26. He just is. How many players can do that?
Is health has injury been? I know that I don't give a damn about what they said out of Ole Miss. Like, in the NFL, has he dealt with any injuries? I don't recall DK really being banged up, right?
He's been banged up, but he's played 15 games or more every season of his career. Last season was the first season he didn't play 16 or more. So he's been relatively healthy. Right? And we know he's touchdown.
I guess we'll see, man. Right now he's wide receiver 23. It just feels like he should be a little higher than that. Feels like, I know we don't like Aaron Rodgers, but we were drafting the shit out of George Pickens every year. With Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson, we're still drafting that dog George Pickens. And now it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that DK. All right, Jay, hit the music, man. We had one super chat from a super fan, man. Shout out to Adam Zaff. He's in every stream. He's all over all the content, man. Great show again, as always. Best in the biz. Adam, thank you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that pulls up, man. Check out the content on the channel again. Shane Manila, Dynasty Theory, Dan, Mitch, Usage and Efficiency, Dynasty Theory on DDFFB. Manic and Chill, Divisive, the Dynasty players right there on DDFFB. And right here on this channel, whether you're watching live or listening on the podcast feed, 2026 Rookie Summer Scouting, Cade Klubnik on the board, Garrett Nussmeier on the board, Lenore Sellers on the board, Jeremiah Love on the board, and Jordan Tyson coming very soon. JRich, it's been a good week, man. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Everybody out there that tapped into the stream, if you can, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Have a beautiful weekend. Make sure y'all wake up bright and early on Monday morning. Wake up with Ray and Jay. We thank y'all for being in the building. Have a good weekend. We out. Peace.